Hello coders, I welcome you all. In this video, we are going to discuss how to create GUI for our machine learning projects using Tkinter. You can pronounce it as Tkinter, but I used to pronounce it as Tkinter. In my every machine learning project videos, I have noticed a lot of requests regarding the creation of a machine learning GUI using Tkinter. So in this video, we are going to discuss how we can create a GUI for our machine learning project. First, we will go through some important widgets that will help us in creating the GUI. Afterwards, we will create a few small applications using Tkinter. Finally, we will create a GUI for machine learning project. I'm sure after watching this video, you can create GUI for any other machine learning project. So let's get started. So as you can see here, I'm using PyCharm to explain you how we can create GUI for our machine learning project. You can use any other editor as well. So let me first write from Tkinter, let me import all. So now let's create the main window object. So for that, we have to write tk and let me assign it to one variable root. As you can see here, this is constructor. So by calling this constructor, we creating an instance of the tk class, which serves as the main window container for all other widgets and elements of our application. We have to end every Tkinter application with root.main loop. So this root.main loop is a command that starts the GUI of a Tkinter program and keeps it running. Let me show you this. Let me run this code. As you can see here. So please remember, first we have to create this constructor and we have to end every Tkinter application with root.main loop. So this command will stick this GUI window over here. So we can see our GUI window. As you can see here, default icon and default title. Let's change this. So let's first change this title. Let me close this window and let's set the title of the window using root.title. You can give any title. Let me give my title. Let me run this code once again. As you can see over here. So this way we can set the title of the window. So let's set dimension of this window, means size of the window. As you can see, when you run this code, window is displaying with default dimensions. But we want to display window as per our required dimensions. Let me show you this. So for that, we have to use this geometry function. So this geometry function takes a string argument and we have to pass argument like this: width, cross, height. So these integers representing the size of the window in pixels, 400 cross 300. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. This way we can set the dimensions of the window that you can see over here. But still user can minimize and maximize this window. So let's set minimum size of the window and maximum size of the window. So let's first set minimum size of the window. So for that, we have to use root.minSize function. And here we have to pass integer value. I am passing 200 cross 200. So this min size means user will not able to resize window to a size smaller than this. So this is width and height in pixels. Let me run this code. Because of this geometry function, user can see this window. But user can minimize up to this size. You can see over here. Not smaller than this. Because we have set this min size. So user cannot resize window to a size smaller than this. 200 cross 200 that you can see over here. But user can maximize this window to any size that you can see over here. So now let's set this max size. So for that, we have to use this max size function. Again, here we have to pass integer values 600 cross 600, width and height in pixels. So this max size function is used to prevent the user from resizing the window to size larger than this value. Let me run this code. Let me try to maximize this window. As you can see over here. Now we cannot maximize this because we have used this max size function to prevent the user from resizing the window to a size larger than this value that you can see over here. So this way we can set min size and this way we can set max size that you can see over here using this min size and max size function that you can see over here. As you can see here, it is showing this default icon. So let's set our icon. So already I copied this file logo.ico. So you can convert any image to this extension ICO by using some online tools. So now let's set the icon of the window. So for that we have to use root.iconBitmap. And here we have to pass path of this image. Let me click on this copy path and let me paste it over here. And let me run this code. As you can see over here. This way we can set the icon of the window that you can see over here using icon bitmap function. that you can see over here. So now let's set background color of the window. As you can see over here, by default color is white. So for that we have to use configure function, and here we have to use this background bg parameter, and let me write light blue. So here we can use any valid color name that you can see over here. Also we can pass hexadecimal color code or RGB color tuple to set the background color. But here I am using color name. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, this way we can set background color of the window that you can see over here. Now let's go through some important widgets that will help us in creating the GUI. So please remember, widgets are the building blocks of a Tkinter GUI application. So let's discuss our first widget, label. Label is one of the most commonly used widgets in Tkinter. It allows you to display text on a window. So let's use label method of Tkinter that we want to display inside root, this one. And let me write text, hello Tkinter. You can write any. Let me assign it to one variable, label. You can use any other name. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, we can't see label because in Tkinter we have to organize widgets using layout managers like pack, grid and place. So let me use pack. We will use grid shortly. Let me use pack. So label dot pack. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. So this way we can display label using Tkinter that you can see over here. Now let me change font. So for that we have to use this font parameter with tuple. In tuple, let me pass font family, Arial. You can use any. Let me set font size to 20, and also we can set font style. Let me use bold. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, this way we can use font parameter of label that you can see over here. Also we can set width and height of the label using width parameter. Let me set to 15 and height to 5. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. So this way we can use font parameter with label and width and height parameter with label that you can see over here. Also we can set background color of our label. Let me set it to light blue. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. This way we can set background color for our label. Also we can set foreground color. Let me set it to yellow. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. So this way we can set background and foreground color for our label that you can see over here. Also inside pack, we can use one parameter side. Let me set it to left. I want to put label left side. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. Let me put to right side. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. Let me set it to top. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, our label is here because of this width and height. Let me remove it. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. So this way we can use label in Tkinter that you can see over here. So now let's discuss our next widget, entry widget, which provides a simple way to accept text input from the user. It provides a single line text box where the user can type in text. Let me show you this. So for that we have to use entry method. Let's put this inside our window root, and let me assign it to one variable, my underscore entry. You can use any. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, we can't see because we have to pack this widget. So let me write my underscore entry dot pack. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, user can enter something that you can see over here. Also we can set width. Let me set it to 30. You can set as per your requirement. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, width 30. Also we can set font using this font parameter. We can set font family. Let me use Arial. You can use any. And let me set font size to 14. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. Let me enter. As you can see over here. Font family Arial. Let me set background to gray. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. This way we can set background for our entry widget that you can see over here. Let me set foreground white. Let me run this code. Let me enter something. As you can see over here. So this way we can set background color and foreground color that you can see over here. Let's set border width 3. You can use any. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. This way we can set border width of our entry widget that you can see over here. Suppose you want to use this entry widget for password. So for that we have to set character to asterisk. That we can do with this parameter show. And let me pass here asterisk sign. Let me run this code. Let me enter something. As you can see over here. So this way we can use entry widget in Tkinter that you can see over here. So now let's discuss our next widget, button widget. So let me use this button method. Let me write text click. Let me assign it to one variable, my underscore button. You can use any. And as you know, we have to pack this to our window using this pack method. So please remember, in this code, button widget is created and added to the window using the pack method. Same over here and here as well. Let me run this code as you can see. So let's attach click event to this button. When user press this button, we want to display button click message. Let me show you this. So for that, let me create one user defined function with name test. You can use any other name. And let me display message using message box. So if you want to use message box in Tkinter, we have to import from Tkinter, we have to import message box dot show info. As you can see here, also we can display error message, info message and warning message using message box. Let's use this function show info. Let me write info and message button click. Now let's attach this function to this button. So for that, we have to use this command parameter and this function name test that you can see here. Let me run this code. Let me click this button as you can see over here. Info that you can see over here. Info button click that you can see over here. Let me show you how error message looks like. Show error. Let me run this code. Let me click this button as you can see over here. This way we can use button in Tkinter. Also we can set background color. Let me set it to pink. Also we can set font using this font parameter. As you know, here we have to pass tuple, font family, font size and font style. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Let me set border width to 3. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Suppose I want to change color of this button when it is in active state. So for that we have to use active background parameter and let me set it to blue. You can use any other. Let me run this code. Let me press this button as you can see over here. So this way we can use button in Tkinter that you can see over here. Now let's create some space between these two widgets, entry and button. So for that, here we can use one parameter inside this pack method, either pad y or pad x. Let's use pad y. Let me set it to 10. Let me run this code as you can see over here. You can see some space between these two widgets that you can see over here. So this way we can use button widget in Tkinter. Now let's discuss our next widget, option menu. So option menu widget is used to create a drop down menu. So the option menu widget displays a list of options that user can select from. Let me show you this. Let's create a list of options first using Python list. Let me create one variable options and here option 1 for the user, option 2 for the user, option 3 for the user. So let's create a variable to store the selected option as string, selected underscore option as string variable. Let's set the default selected option. So let me write selected option dot set and options to 0. This is at index 0. This is at index 1 and this is at index 2. So here we have set default selected option 1. Now let's create the option menu widget using this option menu function inside our window root with this selected option, this one, and with all the options, this one. And let me assign it to one variable, option underscore menu is equal to this statement. And as you know, we have to pack to our window. Let me run this code. Let me click on this as you can see over here. So this way we can set option menu in Tkinter. Let's decorate this option menu. So for that we have to use config method if we want to set some additional parameters on the option menu widget. So let me write option menu dot config and let me set background color to green, foreground color to white and font with family Arial, font size 12 and let me set width as well to 15. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Now let's decorate this part. So for that let me use option underscore menu and we want to decorate this menu and we have to use this config method. Let me set background color to green, foreground color to white and let me copy this font parameter and paste it over here. Let me run this code as you can see over here. So this way we can create option menu in Tkinter. There are many widgets in Tkinter, but these are some important widgets that will help us in creating the GUI. So now you know important widgets of Tkinter. So let's create some small application using these widgets. So let's create our first application, login application with Tkinter. So let me create new file, Python file. Let me give name login. You can give any. So let me import from Tkinter, import all Also, we want to use image inside our application. So for that, in Tkinter, we have to import from PIL import image tk and image. So first we have to install this package. Install package below. As you can see over here, now our required package is successfully installed. Also from Tkinter, let me import message box. So let's create the main window object root. Let's set the title of the window using this title method. Let me give name login. Let's set the dimensions of the window using this geometry method. Let me give 600 cross 400. Let's set the minimum size of the window using min size method. Let me set it to 200 cross 200. Let me set maximum size of the window using max size method. Let me set it to 300 cross 700. And don't forget to write root.main loop. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, we have created this window for our login GUI. Let me set icon of our window using icon bitmap method. Let me copy this path and let me paste it over here. And here we have to use double backward slash. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, we have successfully set icon to our login window that you can see over here. Now let's set the background color of the window. So for that, as you know, we have to use config method, and let me set background color to light blue. Let me run this code. As you can see over here. Now let's load the image using pillow module. This one. So for that, we have to use image dot open. Let me take this image that I have pasted over here. Let me copy this path, an absolute path. Let me paste it over here and let me assign it to one variable image is equal to this statement. So first we have to create a photo image object from the image using image tk dot photo image, and let me pass here image, this one, and let me assign it to one variable photo. To display this image, we have to use label widget root, and let me set image is equal to photo, this one. And as you know, we have to pack. Let me assign it to one variable and let's pack this label. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, this way we can display image in our app using Tkinter. This image is very large, so we have to set size of this image. So for that, here let me write image dot resize. Let me resize 200 cross 100 and let me assign it to one variable resized underscore image is equal to this statement, and here we have to pass resized underscore image, this one, and let me run this code. As you can see over here, so let's create some space from above here. So as you know, here we have to use pad y. Let me set it to 10. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, as you know, we are creating login application, so let's use label root, and let me set text enter user name, and let me set background color to light blue, foreground color to black, and let me set font as well, font family Arial, size 15 and style bold, and let me assign it to one variable label. Let's pack our label. Let me check. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, our label for our login app, enter username. Now let's use entry widget, so user can enter username. So let me use entry widget inside our root, and let me set its width to 20. You can set as per your requirement, and font again Arial 14. Let me set background color to gray and foreground color to white, and let me set border width to 3, and let me assign it to one variable username is equal to this statement, and let's pack this widget to our window. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, so now here user can enter his or her name. Let's create some space between this label and entry widget using pad y to 5. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, now let's create another pair of label and entry widget, so user can enter password. To save our recording time, let me copy this and let me paste it over here. Enter password. Let's keep other parameters as it is, and in entry widget we have to hide password entered by the user, so let's replace it with asterisk sign. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, user can enter username here and here password that you can see over here. So now let's create button over here to perform login. So for that, let's use button method, and let me write text here, login. And let me set background color to light green. And also I am going to set active background as well to blue. And let me set bordered width to 3 and also font to Arial 11 and bold. And let me assign it to one variable, my underscore button. And let's pack our button. And let me set pad Y to 10. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, user can click this button after entering username and password. Now let's check for username and password. So let me create user-defined function with name login, and we have to use get method to retrieve the text that has been entered in the entry widget by the user. So we have to write username dot get, this one. Also let me set this to password, and here is password as well. So this is entry widget for username and this entry widget for password. So this get function retrieve the text that has been entered by the user in the entry widget here. And let me assign it to username 1 is equal to this statement. You can use any other variable name as well. And password, this one, dot get, password entered by the user. And let me assign it to password 1. So when user enter username will be stored here in this variable. When user enter password will be stored inside this variable. So let's check if username 1 is equal to admin and password 1 is equal to password. And let me display message box, show info, login and login successful. If login fails, then let me show you show error, and let me write one message for the user, invalid username or password. Now we have to attach this user defined function with our using command parameter of this button. And let me set it to login. Let me run this code. Let me enter admin and password as password. Let me click on this button. As you can see over here, login successful. Let me enter username and some password. As you can see over here, invalid username or password. So this way we can create login application using Tkinter that you can see over here. Still, if you are having query or doubt regarding this login application, please write in the comment section below. Now let's create our next application using Tkinter that performs addition of two numbers. Let me create new file, Python file. Let me give name Kelsey. To save our recording time, let me copy this code. Let me paste it over here. Let me copy this code to create the main window object. Let me paste it over here. Let me copy this code to set the title of the window. Let me change the title CalQ later. Now let's set the dimensions of the window using this geometry method. Let me copy this. Let me paste it over here. Let me keep these dimensions as it is. Now let's set the minimum size of the window using this min size method. Let me copy this. Let me paste it over here. Now let's set the maximum size of the window using this max size method. Let me copy this. Let me paste it over here. Now let's set the icon of the window using this icon bitmap method. Let me copy this and let me paste it over here. Now let's set the background color of the window using this config method. Let me copy and paste it over here in our new application. And please don't forget to end it with main loop. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Now let's load the image using pillow module that we have already imported over here. So let me copy this code and let me paste it over here. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, our image. Now let's create our first label that will tell the user enter the first number. To save our recording time, let me copy this code and let me paste it over here. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, it is displaying enter username from our last application. So let me change it to enter first number. Let me copy this code and let me paste it over here. And let me write enter second number. Let me run this code. As you can see over here, enter first number, enter second number. So after this first label, we have to create entry widget so user can give input. So for that, let me copy this code to save our recording time and let me paste it over here. And let me change it to first underscore number. And here as well, first underscore number. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Because here we are creating simple calculator that will perform addition of two numbers. So this entry widget is bit larger. So let's make it smaller to 10. Let me run this code. Let me change it to 5. Let me run this code as you can see over here. But I think 15 is good. Let me run this code. I'm keeping this as it is. I'm using width is equal to 15. You can set as per your requirement. So again, let me copy this code for our entry widget. Let me paste it over here and let me change this to second number and here as well. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Here user can enter first number and second number. Also here we require one button. So when user press this button, this application will perform addition of two numbers and it can able to show the result. So again, let me copy this button with entire logic. Let me copy this code and let me paste it over here. So first we have to get first number from the user which is entered by the user in entry widget. Here second number. Let me change it to Kelsey and same here we have to call with name Kelsey which is our function name. And let me remove this and let me create one label. Display our answer with name result. And let me write result is equal to first. Let me assign it to first and second. Let me give name number 1 and here number 2 and result equal to number 1 plus number 2. And let me assign this result to this label and let me rename this with result underscore label. As you know, we have created this label just to store answer. So result underscore label dot config. Let me write text equal to result plus result, this one which is generated by adding number 1 with number 2 and let me cast it with string so we can able to display this result in our label. Let me try to run this code. Let me enter 100 and 200. Let me press this button. As you can see over here, our application is concatenating these two numbers. Let me change this name and let me change our logic as well. Add. And here we have to cast this with float. Number that we are getting from the user through entry widget. Let me run this code. Let me enter 10 and 20. Let me press this button. As you can see over here. Result 30.0. Let me run this code once again. And let me enter 10.2 and 34.5. Let me press this button. As you can see over here. So this way we can create simple calculator that performs addition of two number using Tkinter that you can see over here. So now let's create our next application, GUI for machine learning project using Tkinter. Let me create one new file, Python file with name ML. Again, let me copy this code and let me paste it over here. Just to show you how we can create GUI for our machine learning project, I am going to use iris dataset from sklearn. So let me write from sklearn dot datasets. Let me import load underscore iris. So first we have to install this sklearn. Let me click on this. Install package scikit-learn. As you can see over here, installation process is going on. So we have to wait. As you can see here, package is installed successfully. Also let me import joblib. Now let's load the iris dataset. So load underscore iris and let me assign it to one variable iris. You can use any other variable name. So here we are loading our dataset, iris dataset. Actually in machine learning project, you have to train your dataset on number of machine learning algorithms and you have to find the best one. But here I want to show you how you can create GUI for machine learning project. So that's why I'm using only one machine learning algorithm on this particular dataset, decision tree classifier. So let me write iris dot data and let me assign it to one variable x which contains independent variable and target. Let me assign it to y which contains our dependent variable and let me use decision tree classifier. So here I have to import from sklearn dot tree. I have to import decision tree classifier and let me assign it to one variable model. And now let's train our model on our independent and dependent variable. Now let's save our model using joblib.dump. And here we have to pass our model instance, this one. And you can give any name. Let me give iris underscore model dot joblib. Now let's create GUI for this machine learning project using Tkinter. So as usual, we have to create the main window. Let me copy this code and let me paste it over here. Let me give title to our application. Let me copy and paste it over here. Iris flower predictor. You can give any other title. Now let's set dimensions of the window using this geometry method. Let me copy and paste it over here. Let me change it to 300 cross 500. And don't forget to write root.main loop. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Now let's set the background color of the window using this. Let me copy and let me paste it over here. Let me run this code as you can see over here. And also let's put our image. So let me copy this and let me paste it over here. Let me check. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Now let's create label and entry widget because our dataset contains 4 features: sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. So user can enter sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width to predict our target variable, which contains 3 values: iris setosa, versicolor and virginica. So now let's create labels and entry widget. To save our recording time, let me copy this and let me paste it over here. Let me change the text to sepal length. Let me keep background color as it is, foreground color as it is, font as it is. Here let me change to entry 1 and let me change width to 10. And let's keep other parameter as it is. Let me change it to entry. Let me run this code as you can see over here. Here user can enter sepal length. Let's create 4 other features as well. Let me separate out this first label and entry widget. So let me write here 1 and 1 as well. So let me copy this and let me paste it over here. And let me change it to 2, 2, 2 and 2. Sepal width. Again, let me separate out this code. Copy this and let me paste it over here. Let me change it to 3, 3, 3 and 3. And let me change it with petal length. Let me separate out this code. Again, let me copy this code. Let me paste it over here. And here is 4, 4, 4 and 4. And petal width. Run this code as you can see over here. Now just we have to create one button for prediction. Again, let me take this code that we have created for our simple calculator, addition of 2 numbers. So let me separate out this code and let me paste code for our button. Let me change this function name to predict underscore species. Here we have to get from entry 1, this one, then entry 2, then entry 3, then entry 4. Let me give sepal. Let me copy this and let me paste it over here. Here as well. 4 times. And let me change it to 2, 3 and 4. Sepal width, petal length and petal. So now here we have to make a prediction using our trained model. Means using our saved model that we have saved over here using this joblib. So let's first load our model that we have saved. So we have to write joblib.load and we have saved our model with this name. So let me copy this name and let me paste it over here and let me assign it to one variable model. So now let's perform prediction using our saved model that we have loaded over here. So model.predict. Here in today list, we have to pass these parameters: sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. So these values will be entered by the user through our entry widget. And let me assign it to one variable. Prediction is equal to this statement. And here we have created this button. Just we have to change this function name to this name. So let me create one label just to store our result. So let me copy this code and let me paste over here. So please remember, here I am creating label just to store our result, species underscore label. Let me remove this text and keep it empty. And here we have to pack this label. Now let's display our result in this label. So species underscore label dot config. And let me write one text. Predicted species and iris dot target underscore names. I want to display names, not 0, 1 or 2. And here prediction 0 here, which is predicted by this. And I am taking values from index 1. And I am converting this 0, 1 and 2 target names. Target names can be iris setosa, versicolor or virginica. Now let me run this code. Let me enter some random values for sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. Let me press this button. As you can see over here, predicted species, versicolor. So this way we can create GUI for our machine learning project. So the video will be quite lengthy. So I will explain the grid method in my upcoming videos. Hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe this channel. If you like this video, smash that like button. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care. Bye-bye. See you in the next video.